Okay. Hello, friends. I see I don't have anybody watching. I got a couple messages from friends saying they won't be able to come. That's okay. You guys can watch this later if you want. I just caught my breath because I just ran up the stairs. Good morning. How were your classes this morning? Kelly Tag said that she has to help her daughter study for a midterm today. She'll pop in somewhere when they take a break. That's fine. But she'll watch the whole thing later. That's fine. Yeah. Nobody. Oh my goodness. I spilled cereal on my shirt. 1 second. Just half a second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. All right. Costume change. Sorry about that. All right. This is my undershirt. I like this shirt. Well, it's not an undershirt. It's technically a dress, but I like it. It was a great find at Dollar General. So anyway. Oh, Teacher Kelly's here. Hey, Teacher Kelly. So I wanted to talk a little bit about incentives and about short notice pay, about incentive pay, about referral bonuses, and about requirements for a raise. Okay. So I wanted to say that I got $101 in incentive pay for March. And I wanted to share with you guys what I do. A lot of people take a day off or a weekend off. What I do is my version of taking time off is only teaching the PPT classes. My reason for doing that is I want those incentives. PPT is 4 time slots. I'm Central Standard Time, and we have sprung forward on our clocks. So currently, the PPT time is from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So it's 4 classes, 6, 6:30, 7, and 7:30. Hey, Danny. It says I have 3 people watching and 2 people have commented. Hello, Kelly, and hello, Danny. Welcome. I'm talking about money today, how to make extra with VIPKID. And so I was explaining why I teach 4 classes every day. So my version of taking a day off is just working less and only working PPT. And I do that on Sundays. And I decided that on April 20th, I'm going to do that. And I think on my birthday, I'm doing that as well. Just teaching the PPT, because for me, just getting up, teaching 4 classes, I'm still sleeping in, because what I normally teach is I teach 5:30 to either 8:30 or 9. So I teach 6 or 7 classes. So when I get up and sleep in a little bit and teach just 4 classes, to me, that still counts as like a day off. So I do that on every Sunday, and I do it on days I feel like taking off. Okay, so on Mondays, these are the time slots I open. Sometimes maybe one of them won't book. And usually it's the last time slot, right? The 8:30. Yeah, the 8:30 time slot. Okay, so Mondays, I teach 7 classes, 5:30 to 9. Tuesdays, I teach 6 classes, 5:30 to 8:30. Wednesdays, I teach 7 classes. Thursday, I teach 6 classes. Fridays, I teach 7 classes in the morning, 3 classes in the evening. Saturdays, I teach 7 classes in the morning and 3 classes in the evening. And Sundays, I just teach 4 classes in the morning. But on occasion, I take time off. And by doing that, I cut it down. Like on Saturday, April 20th, I have some plans with my kiddos. So I decided just to teach 4 classes in the morning. And I think I have the evening off that evening. This Saturday, I have plans, but it was too late to close time slots except for the last time slot. What I do sometimes is I go ahead and I close some time slots. If I just have one slot that didn't book and I want that last time for myself. Sometimes in the evenings, like what happened this week for Saturday, I work from 7:30 to 9 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. My first 2 slots booked and my last slot didn't, and I went ahead and closed it because I said 2 classes is enough. My kids go to bed around 9 on a good night, sometimes later. But yeah, let me catch up on what you guys are saying. Danny said hi. It says, I would open PPT for the incentives, but there's that one slot I can't open due to driving my son to school. I miss all the incentives. I'm sorry about that. I was going to say, and when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, that was one of the things I wanted to say. VIPKid would love it if all 60,000 of their teachers open all 4 PPT slots every single day. And honestly, that desire of theirs is the reason why they give the incentive. Because many of us VIPKid teachers also work for another company, such as VIPKid, such as there's a bunch. And everybody wants that PPT time because that is the in-demand time in China for teaching online. A lot of teachers have to cut out early to drive their kids to school, help their kids get ready for school, or their teachers. A lot of our teachers are also brick and mortar teachers. So a lot of people can't do those PPT times. They don't get to get in on those incentives. This month, there was an extra incentive for a raffle for cash money for trial conversions. And would you believe I didn't have any trial conversions this month? I honestly only average about 1 or 2 conversions per month because most of my classes are MC classes. I honestly only teach like 4 to 7 trials per month. And as some of you, and as you guys know, sometimes they don't show up, right? So this morning, for example, the other thing I wanted to talk about is short notice. There are people like my friend Danny who, well, I'll go through fully what she does. With VIPKid, she'll open her time slots for VIPKid, and what doesn't book, she'll close those slots. And obviously, VIPKid, you can't book within 24 hours. VIPKid, within 24 hours, those slots that are available, Danny will open them up so that she'll get that extra $2 incentive for short notice. What I do is I don't yet work for VIPKid. I'm and my tongue is twisting. I don't yet work for VIPKid. I'm honestly still mulling it over in my mind, and I've watched a couple of videos about the interview and the mock class, and I'm oh, Danny, since you're listening, I have a friend who's going to be emailing you probably today. She's interested in applying for VIPKid. So I gave her your email and your referral code. So she will be in touch with you. And I can send you an email with her name, but I'm not going to say it publicly on the video. And her reason why I'm also not going to disclose, because that is her private information, but she's interested. I suggested it to her per her situation. So yeah, she said, well, gracias. I said that with a gringo accent. I am a gringo though. Oh, keep the $5. I don't want trials. Yeah. Well, the thing I was going to talk about was short notice. So today I had 2 classes that had, surprisingly, 2 slots for today that hadn't booked until short notice, and they were both booked as trials. So one of them I made $10.50 plus $2, so I made $12.50 for one of them for a short notice trial that showed up. But for the other one, I only made $8.25. Now this extra 25 and 50 cents is because I got the raise. And so since the race is an extra 50 cents, and since a trial no-show is half of our base pay, I did that. So I was like, gonna talk about how there's a lady on Facebook that she switched over to short notice only, but then she switched back to regular because she was realizing that she was getting a lot of no-show trials, and so she was actually losing money instead of gaining it. So it's really like you have to cross your fingers and hope that if you do short notice, you have to cross your fingers and hope that you get it booked, and then cross your fingers a second time and hope that they show up, right? So that you can make that extra incentive money. But I think Danny has had a lot of success with that from what I've heard. Me personally, I open up all my time slots, and then what doesn't book sometimes books short notice. So today I got an extra little bit, and it made up for the little bit that I was lacking in my no-show. But it was kind of nice to get paid for doing nothing, sitting, drinking some water. Okay. Good for you, Evelyn. I will try to do feedback while I listen. I do want to hear about the raise requirements since you got yours. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about raise requirements. Cute shirt, by the way. Thanks. So I was wearing one shirt that had a little bit of, I just ate cereal, so I got some milk on my shirt. So I took that one off and I have this one underneath. So, okay. It says, Danny said, what's cool about VIPKID is they only have one trial class free, not 3 like VIPKID. Oh, okay. So they don't have as many that you can take, right? Kelly, okay. Okay, so Danny said, oh, keep the $5. I don't want trials. Kelly said, it's luck. They get 3 classes. And she said, same, Danny. I have one today and it went well, but they don't always. Okay, so real quick before I talk about raise requirements, I wanted to unfortunately talk about my negative experiences with referring. I have had 3 referrals with VIPKID. The first one, it took her a long time to get her first booking, but that was a long time ago. Now she's got regulars and she teaches all the time. The second one, she got hired during, both of them are also classroom teachers. The second one, she got hired during Chinese New Year. It took like 50 days for her to get 1 booking. So that's frustrating, guys. The third one, they apparently have no limit on mock classes now. I'm sorry if I sound annoyed. I'm annoyed. So what they've been doing is running her through the ringer, making her do mock class after mock class after mock class. And I keep getting emails saying she's signed up for another mock class. And I'm like messaging her, and she said she's frustrated because each person that does her mock class gives her different notes on what she needs to improve. And so I don't like talking bad about a company that I'm blessed by and I love very much, and it's wonderful, but I'm not thrilled with their hiring process. And VIPKID puts it on me to encourage her and tell her what she needs to do. I'm out of advice. She's doing it all, and they're making her do more mocks, mock after mock after mock, and I feel like they're going to make her do all this and not hire her. And honestly, I'm about to send her over to VIPKID. I might give her Danny's referral and email but she might be like washing her hands of this, like, I'm done, you know? So, I mean, I had to do 1 mock and it was super nerve-wracking. I can't imagine doing 4 or 5. Like, what's the deal? I don't like that VIPKID. Anyway, so they have this incentive. They want us to refer, but then they're so like rejecting our referrals. You know what I mean? What's with that? I don't like that. Danny said my first referral one was easy. She was great. I have had some that were more difficult, more needy. Give one to Kelly if you have another. Oh, okay. Give one to Kelly. So I need to get Kelly's referral code. I've got Kelly on Facebook, so we can message. Yeah. Kelly, you did 5 mocks, but they hired you, so that's good. That's encouraging. But what can I even tell my referral? Like, oh, I feel so bad for her. Like, I don't like that. Anyway. Only 16% get hired. Yeah, I think. Yeah, but a lot of that is people that get weeded out at the very beginning that don't even have a degree, you know. I like to think anyway. Thumbs up in the live, folks. Thank you, Danny. I've got 2 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. If you are here, go ahead and say hello. I have 5 people watching according to if the number is correct. And I've got 2 people commenting. So, all right. So, yeah, real quick, I wanted to go over this. If you teach an MC that is not short notice, that stands for major course. So the base pay is $8.50. You get an extra $1 for showing up. You get an extra $1 for teaching over 45 classes. I always teach more than 45 per month. And so this is with my raise, because it was I was hired with an $8 base pay, then I was raised to $8.50 when I signed my 3rd contract, and by God's grace, which is definitely, it helps. It's an extra $100 per month because I'm making an extra $1 per hour, and I teach around 200 classes per month. So I make around $100 extra just for the raise, which, thank you, Jesus. $100, that's like a grocery trip. You know what I mean? Okay. So SN stands for short notice. SNS stands for, student no-show. I forgot for a second. Brain fart. Okay, so short notice trial student no-show. So that means the student didn't show, so it's half the base pay, which is $4.25. I give this same $2 again because I showed up and I taught more than 45 classes. Those 45 classes are bookings. So basically any booking, whether they show up or not, and an extra $2 for it being short notice. So the total for sitting on my seat waiting 8 minutes or 15 minutes, today it was 8 minutes. That's why I say 8 minutes, but 15 minutes to get it marked student no-show. You get $8.25. So some people would say, hey, that's pretty great, you know, but you know, we're working for money. We're here for money. I'm here to teach. I would much rather get $10.50 than $8.25. So I was just sort of weighing over my head whether or not I wanted to switch to short notice, and I concluded for myself that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing for now, and maybe in the future I will get more ballsy and do something different. Sorry to say ballsy. Oh, that's such a weird phrase that I never use, and now I'm blushing that I used it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, more confident, more courageous. There's a better term. Courageous. There we go. Okay, let's talk about raise requirements. The raise requirements are, you have to, in your 1 year, so it starts over, I got my raise when I signed my 3rd contract. So this is like, it has to be your 1st and 2nd contract together, or your 3rd and 4th contract together. So during that time, you have to teach. Not teach. That was wrong. This marker is not cool. 1 second. Yes, these markers are much better. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, you have to teach. Okay, I did not teach this. 1 second. Let me explain. My speech is not so great. Let me focus my thoughts. Okay, so you have to have, I thought you had to have 1,200 classes taught, like, but actually this is also including student no-shows. So not including teacher no-shows or teacher ITs, it's classes plus student no-shows. See, I was about like 200 short of, maybe, no. I was like 60 short of this number when it was when it came time. But I didn't know that student no-shows are included, so that is why I'm able to. You have to have 600 of those classes need to be PPT time slots. And this is why I teach PPT every day, because I'm trying for the incentives. I'm trying for this. You have to have 25% of the classes that you taught have to leave you 5 apples. So this is not looking at your apple rating. This is looking at how many people have given you 5 apples. So even if you have 5.0 apples, but only 10% of people have given you apples, it's a no-go. So, yeah. I'm a risk taker, Evelyn. Yeah, that's a better term. Jennifer Bunkinen is here. She says, hello, listening while I'm doing laundry. Yeah, I do that with videos a lot. I listen to videos. I even have a place to set it up while I'm doing dishes or while I'm putting laundry away. I do that. You have to have 25% of your classes give you 5 apples. You have to, Kelly Tag's doing dishes. That's great. Okay, Danny said, I may need to open more PPT for VIPKID and work on my PPT at VIPKID before August. Yeah. You have to have like almost no teacher no-shows. And there's a point system. I have a whole video that I go over the point system and everything. Basically, with the point system, if you don't do this one, you're okay if you have everything else. But this is the most points, so it's required. So if you have these things, you're good. You don't necessarily, like I had a little bit too much teacher no-shows. I had like 4 or something like that, and I still got it. So honestly, I was working my rear end off trying to get to this number in time, and I was like 60 short, and I had no way of knowing how many PPTs I had taught, because for a long time I only taught like a couple classes per morning because I was breastfeeding and I had to have a class in between so I could check on my baby and everything. Now he's still breastfed, but he's a bigger baby, so he can like eat breakfast, you know what I mean? So anyway, sorry. And I wasn't sure exactly if I had 25%. Now my issue is, okay, I wish that we had a chart where, you know how in the portal they give you the numbers and stuff. I wish they had a chart where they told us like for these 2 contracts, because now that I'm on my 3rd contract, I need to know for 3rd and 4th contract how many classes I've taught, how many PPT classes I've taught, and my percentage of apples, because it's all added together with my 1st and 2nd. So I recently calculated, and 28% of the classes I have ever taught have given me 5 apples. So that's pretty cool. But yeah. So that's like a summary. It's not an exact synopsis. I have the exact everything on that other video I have that's called, you can just Google search Evelyn Joy VIPKID raise requirements, and that video will pop up first. So yeah. It's a monthly average too, right? Yes. Monthly average of what? Our apples? Yeah. Okay. So I explained it a little bit better in detail on that video. Yes. Well, on the portal, it shows the monthly average on the portal. But what we need to know is for 2 contracts. So I need it not to factor in 1st and 2nd contract, and to just show like 3rd and 4th contract together. I was recently thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, it's not too long till I'm going to sign my 4th contract, because I started in December. So I signed my new contract in January. So it's me January, February, March, April, May, June. So in June, I'm going to be signing my new contract to begin in July. So in December, again, there's a possibility that I could get a raise. That would be nice. Or you could just work for VIPKID and make more, right, guys? I've been thinking of different ways that maybe I could make more money. And honestly, what I always have told my husband, okay, my husband tends to go back and forth between wanting to teach one class, wanting to work one job and wanting to work two. And the same thing always happens to him. He gets burned out with two. And I'm like, look, if you just work one job and you get overtime pay for working extra, that's better than working two jobs that have conflicting schedules and you're stressed out and you never rest. It's not good to be overworked like that. It's better to work one job and have extra, right? So that's what I've been doing. That's been the theory. Message is held for review. Show. Okay. Did you watch my live? Not everyone makes more at VIPKID. Yeah, that's true. Did I watch Teacher Angela's video? She makes less than me. Oh, yeah, I watched that. But she makes probably like 7 or 8 figures referring. Like she makes a lot of, well, maybe 6 figures, but she makes a lot of money referring. So like I felt bad for her, but then I realized she like makes bank, you know, and she got a free trip to China. So I was kind of like, I felt bad for you for half a second, but then, like, yeah. So I feel very blessed that there are people that are like the face of VIPKID and they're on, I mean, Teacher Angela's on all the posters for VIPKID in China and she hasn't gotten a raise. And she was hired at the lowest pay rate. So I'm really, really thankful that they hired me at $8. I'm super thankful that I got the first raise. I would love to get the second raise, working on it. But more than anything, I'm so thankful for this job. This job is a dream come true. For my family, we're up to date on our bills. We're able to get fun things like a pass to the zoo. I took my kids to the zoo yesterday, made a really fun video. It's up on my channel if you're interested in watching that. My kids keep asking to rewatch the video because it has them talking and it also has the animals and it just turned out to be a really cute video. And my husband shared it with my mother-in-law. Everybody's been enjoying that video in my family. So anyway, I've been thinking about where could I get another pass because I want to take my kids a lot of places all the time. And I love getting like a membership pass because you pay for it one time and then you can go whenever you want to and you don't have to pay each individual time. I like that. We have a membership at the Children's Museum. We go there all the time. I have some videos of that. We go to the zoo all the time. Today we're going grocery shopping. So yeah. I got a lot of exercise yesterday. My feet were hurting, but they're feeling a lot better today. So I think we're probably going to, if it stops raining, we're going to have a good day today too. We need to grocery shop though. Okay. It says, did you watch Teacher Angela's video? She makes less than you. Yeah. I need to check on VIPKID raise requirements. She only makes like 7. I was surprised. Yeah. She does, but she works short notice, so she gets an extra $2, and she also gets the extra other $2. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she makes 11. If you think about it, that's still $22 an hour. So we say, oh, you poor thing, but at the same time, she's still making bank. You know what I mean? And then she's a major referrer. I like the money for referring, but I don't like how difficult it is to help your referrals if they're struggling. Teacher Kelly said, I don't think VIPKID has raise requirements yet. Danny said, storm here, we might lose power. Oh, okay. So the other day, I was teaching at night. It was like a Friday night or a Saturday night. I think Friday night. And it was thunder and lightning outside my window. And I wrote in the chat box, firemen, there's a storm here. If I lose power, it's a teacher IT. I wanted to let them know that so they didn't mark me as like a teacher no-show. So I wrote that in the chat box, but then I taught the full class. So what I decided to do was write in the chat box, was able to teach the full class. So I wanted to let them know so they didn't later say, oh, we need to mark it a teacher IT, because it wasn't a teacher IT. Just to clarify that, you know. One time I was teaching a class, I didn't write that in the chat box, and my lights like flickered and blinked and then went out. And I was able to, on my phone, contact the firemen and let them know that I lost electricity. And when I contacted them, they had already marked it teacher IT. So with the lights flickering, they kind of realized, since I had taught half the class and then the lights flickered and then I got cut off and I didn't come back, they kind of realized that it was a teacher IT. But I think just to cover yourself, if there's a storm going on, write a little note in the chat box. I wouldn't like click a button to the firemen because there's not a problem yet, right? But if you disappear, the firemen will come to the classroom and they'll see the notes in the chat box and they'll say, oh, okay, so that's what's going on, you know? So I thought I would share that just as an idea. And yeah, and I took screenshots. So some people have asked before, how do you take screenshots? There's a way to do it with your computer, but I'm not tech savvy. What I always do is I have my phone with me and I just take a picture of it. So screenshot with my phone. That's my version of a screenshot. It's always good to take screenshots. Amazingly enough, I've never actually had to use a screenshot as proof of anything. I amazingly, in 16 months, have only had, knock on wood, one teacher IT, and it was that one thunderstorm. I have had teacher no-shows, though. I had 2 in the month of February. So this contract, I already have 2. But in the month of March, I have none. And April so far, no teacher no-shows. So, yeah. What else should we talk about? I want a strip that holds power for 2 hours. Yeah. The issue, yeah, a strip like an electric strip. My issue is my computer holds power, but it doesn't hold internet and it doesn't light my room. You know what I mean? So I would need my lighting to hold power. I have a, what kind of computer do I have? I have a Chromebook. And it says up to 12-hour battery life, guys. That's pretty good. That's good. Up to 2 times faster wireless internet. So that's why I've never had to have my internet plugged in. I have, we have Google Fiber. Because where we live, Google Fiber has a, what's it called? A underground cord, whatever you call it. Where we live, it's only $15 a month for internet, and we've never had to change it up. Okay, so you would plug the lights into a power strip. There's such thing as a power strip that works when there's no electricity. How come no one's ever told me this? Have I been living under a rock, or am I just a stay-at-home mom that doesn't keep up on the latest technologies? That's really awesome. Where do they sell that? Home Depot? How much is it? But it still doesn't solve my problem of, I mean, if I wanted to spend like $100 or so, Teacher Michael had a video about something you could buy. The name of the video is like the best gifts for teachers. And one of them is like, you can buy this. I'm real tech savvy, guys, because I'm about to call it a box thingamajigger. It's a little box that you can use for your internet in case of emergency. It's just like you pay for it one time, and then that's it. So obviously I don't know what I'm talking about. So check out Teacher Michael's video on that. Teacher Michael is one of the coolest YouTubers that has a lot more subscribers than me. So I've been curious and wondering if I'll ever have 1,000 subscribers or more, or maybe someday YouTube will become a big thing for me, or maybe someday it won't. I don't know the future. I also wonder about, you guys are just listening to the wonderings of my brain. I wonder about this job with VIPKID. I wonder, will China decide that they are employing too many people in America and they don't like America, and maybe make laws to make it so that we can no longer teach kids in China, you know? China changes their laws all the time. So the cool thing is we're getting experience working online. So if we needed to, we could work for an America-based company that pays less, such as like a tutoring company. There's one called VIP Tutors where you teach online. There's another one called OutSchool. So if ever we were to lose all of our China-based companies like GoGoKid and VIPKID due to China laws, there are online companies that we could work for. Just throwing that out there. Oh, Varsity Tutors. That's right. Varsity Tutors. Sorry about that. But yeah, but it pays less, like half of what we get paid, because we make bank. Have I said bank enough in this video? Bank, bank, bank. All right. Well, how are you guys today? Oh, Teacher Kelly said my first 2 classes were teacher no-shows, and I had 1 teacher IT. You can still get a raise because I had those things in my first 2 contracts. I had 4 teacher no-shows and 1 teacher IT, but I met the other requirements, and so I was still able to get that raise, which I was surprised by because I thought I had not quite reached the number of classes taught that I needed, but since student no-shows are included, we were good. I have 6 people watching, so if you could go ahead and say hello. I know who 3 of them are, and give a thumbs up on the video. My internet wasn't working. I've gotten it fixed, obviously. Oh, that was because of that's no good. So what companies do you guys use for internet? How much does it cost you? And has it been reliable for working for VIPKID? What kind of computers do you have? Do you suggest them or not? I have a Chromebook. I was nervous for half a second. Made a couple posts asking questions on Facebook because I saw the notification that starting April 1st, you would have to have Chrome-only internet browser, and it had to be after a certain number, and I had no way of figuring out what number browser I have. Couldn't figure that out. I asked my husband, who's tech savvy, but he didn't know. But a lot of people on Facebook said if you have Chromebook, your Chrome internet browser does automatic updates, and you should be up to date on that. So April 1st came, and I was like, guess we'll find out if my classroom works, because I can't download the teacher app at this time, and it still works. So I'm good. Teacher Kelly says Xfinity for internet, Dell for laptop. Very good. I've thought about switching it up with my laptop. In fact, we bought a newer laptop and it made me miss my Chromebook more. Chromebook is cheap but high quality, which is surprising to me. That's actually what I like in everything. I like everything to be cheap and high quality. Am I right? Like, spend as little money as possible but get as high of quality as possible. That's always good, right? There are some very expensive Macs that are a lot nicer than my computer, but you know, I could actually edit videos if I had a Mac. I edit videos on my cell phone. I don't know if you guys know that. I use free cell phone apps for adding music and things. CenturyLink. Okay. Danny said CenturyLink cable internet Mac Pro. I adore my Mac. I just got it after I got this job. That's really cool. Hey, Danny, I wanted to tell you an idea. I saw it on another video. See, Danny has umbrella lights, and she's been encouraging me to get umbrella lights so I don't burn my eyes. I have my lights to the side so I'm not staring at them, so I haven't really felt like my eyes are burning, but I saw on another video, I've been thinking there's got to be a cheaper solution, and I want it still to be able to sit on my desk, right? There's got to be a cheaper solution than umbrella lights. And I watched one video, and a lady used coffee filters on top of her lights. So I'm going to get me some coffee filters and make a doohickey and make a DIY video of how you can soften your lights without spending a bunch of money. I'm cheap like that, guys. I would much rather find the cheaper way to do things. Danny said, yes. So yeah, I'm going to put some coffee filters on my lamps. And I'm going to make a DIY video of how you too can have a coffee filter on your lamp. But I don't want the coffee filter directly on the light bulb because that could maybe be a fire hazard. So I'm going to like get wire and like make something, or I've been brainstorming it. This is why I have not done it quite yet. White tissue or gift paper. Jennifer Bunkinen says, sounds good. Am I saying your last name terribly? Am I doing okay? I don't know. Bunkinen? That sounds good. Be careful of fire, LOL. Yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make something where it doesn't touch. The person that had this, they had those kind of like, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but like their lights look like this, and they had like the coffee filter over here with a rubber band. So they had like this like plastic protectant thingy. So their light is going like this, and they put the coffee filter here. Me, I've got my light like this. Hello. And so I'm thinking of making something that goes around, like, because it gets a little bit, it gets warm. It gets warm. Yes. Like James Buchanan, former president, or that guy in Great Gatsby. I obviously don't know. What year was he president? Okay, well, I need to study my presidents. What I always say to people, my last name is Israel, and I always tell people my first year with that last name, I told everyone it's spelled Israel. It's spelled like the country, right? What I've learned is that people that speak English are going to spell it Israel. Is-I-S-R-E-A-L. Whether you tell them it's spelled like the country or not, people don't know how to spell the country. If they speak Spanish, they spell it correctly because Israel is obviously A before E. But in English, we're so used to E before A. Even when phonetically it makes no sense. It's Israel, A-E. People still spell Israel all the time. Even on my driver's license, I had to go back and have them fix it. 5 minutes later, I went back. But yeah, it's Israel, not Israel. It's not Israel. It's Israel. Israel, the country, Israel. But I guess people say Israel. I don't know. Anyway, so I have been doing this video 42 minutes. My kids have been eating snacks and making messes, and I'm probably going to go soon in a second. Oh, I have VIP or booked information pending tomorrow. Might be a trial. Yeah. Well, booked info pending is a trial. It's just they don't know who your student is yet. So that's probably either you'll have a student at the last minute or a student no-show at the last minute. Okay, so I wanted to say in my other video, I was raving about how much money, like how blessed I am by this job that I make $2,000 a month. And then I realized I added the two paychecks up together, and I realized I should probably let you guys know I didn't make $2,000 in March. I made $2,400 in March. 100 of that was a referral. 100 of that was incentives. So, and I taught 213 classes. So that was pretty amazing. So apparently whenever you mention a live or whenever you send a link, it hides it until I can click to show it. So both Danny and Kelly. So Kelly said, here's a link. Had an awesome March too. Yeah, my February was less than 2,000 probably. In February I only taught, I don't remember. But I made good money. It just was a lot less. Yeah, March has been awesome. One of the things is too that March has 31 days in it, and February has like 28. Has 28 days unless it's a leap year, then it has 29, right? Right? Am I right? Yeah. Something like that. So that's another reason February was less because of Chinese New Year. February was less because it has less days, right? And March was more because it has 31 days. Yeah, 28. Yep. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So yeah. That's all I got, guys. It's been a lovely live. Thanks for hanging out with me. Teacher Kelly and Danny, you guys are my BFFs. I'm going to continue to get in on your lives. I try to do my lives every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 Central Standard Time. Danny has her lives on Wednesdays. Her channel is DANI, Danny Happy Farms, Louisiana. Check her out. Subscribe to her. Teacher Kelly Tag. Check out her channel. Subscribe to her. She has her lives on Mondays at 9:30 Central Standard Time. And Danny's are at like 9:15. So, yeah. If you want to be notified when I have a live or when Danny or Kelly have a live, you have to ring that notification bell. You have to click the little bell thingamajigger. If you want to know why I have blue on my hand, check out my most recent video about fingerprint people. It's a Usborne book. Doing a craft with my kids this morning before my baby woke up. So yeah, 9-ish. Okay, so Danny says 9 o'clock-ish on Wednesdays, and Teacher Kelly does on Mondays. Yeah. So I've got a bunch of hearts and stars coming from Danny. Thank you, thank you. Go ahead and click like on the video. I feel like I should end in song. What song should I sing? What song would you like to hear me sing? I always sing You Are My Sunshine to my kids. And my husband recently realized that, my husband's from Ecuador, so he recently realized that that's an actual word. You had some stalkers in here today. Oh, Clay Edwards is here. Hey. LOL, of course it's over. Oh, well, next time. Clay Edwards, welcome to the party. So yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Give me a thumbs up. You can go ahead and rewatch the video. So yeah, it's available. Hey, Clay. Hey, Danny. What's up? So yeah, Clay's one that I thought that I scared off because he used to comment on my videos, and you know, my subscribers go up and down. It'll be like, oh, you have 4 more. Oh, you have 4 less. And I'm like, who am I scaring away? Am I that scary and intimidating? Or maybe I'm that annoying. I don't know. So I thought, oh, Clay used to comment. Now he doesn't. He's probably gone. Saw him on Facebook and he said he's just been busy lately and he still watches. So I'm like, hey, I have live videos. Check it out. So anyway, I'm going to end today with my rendition of You Are My Sunshine. I sing it to my children, and I kind of changed the notes in it a little bit. My husband was like, since my husband's from Ecuador, he was like, oh, that's not a song you made up. Like, that's a real song. I was like, well, sort of. I changed the note. Like, I changed the words a little bit sometimes, and I changed the note. Since I have 3 little sunshines in my life, sometimes instead of saying you are my only sunshine, I say like, you are my Deborah, my only Deborah. Oh, I know. You ready? I know you guys came just for this song, right? You just wanted to hear me sing to you. Okay, feel free to laugh at me, right? You are my subscribers. Sorry. My only subscribers. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dears, how much I love you. Please don't take my YouTube subscribers away. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.